Naruto has had some cold ass moments, and when I like, they've had some top tier moments with their fighting and their choreography and just the animation from their show. There's been a lot of moments in Naruto that have been really, really like goosebump inducing. You know what I'm saying? Like they have been really good. So I'm gonna talk about some of them that I think are the best, and some that may be underrated. Because there are some that are obviously very hype, but then there are some that I feel like need a little bit more respect because they may be a small 3-second clip, but they may be good as hell. But first off, I'm just gonna start with a banger, absolute banger, which was Minato versus Obito, and Minato's Rasengan over him. Okay, so literally, Obito thinks he has the win here, right? He's kind of like he's somewhat keeping up with Minato. You know what I'm saying? Obito is like, okay, I got this shit, right? So then they're coming up to one another. He throws that kunai right in his goddamn mask, and Obito is sitting here right in this exact moment, and he's thinking he won this shit. He's really thinking he won this shit right now. I don't know what exactly he's going to do with this hand and how that would secure him this W, but that kunai is right behind him, and he doesn't even know what's coming. He thinks his normal Rasengan's just going to go right through his face. Yeah, dude is confident as hell. Boom. Kunai throw. Rasengan on the top. I'm sorry, but if this shit happened to me, like if I'm boxing someone and they somehow ended up behind me and knocked me in the back of the head, first of all, I may not even be conscious anymore, but that's besides the point. This shit in itself was stupidly dirty. This was nasty. This was like taking someone's ankles in basketball. He really had him like full, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like when you get them with a pump fake, but then fake it to the side and then they turn around and then you just shoot that shit right into their mouth. Same concept. Absolutely dirty. Any normal person, like if that was Naruto's Rasengan, any normal person in this show would have been defeated. But obviously, since they needed the story to go on, this is exactly what happened, and Obito survived it. I think it was also because he had Zetsu on. But then dude proceeds to just flash to him and seal that 9-tails out of him as well. Just to add some little icing on the cake. Like, Minato used to be really hyped as a kid, and I think he sort of fell off as people grew older. And I think he's starting to become slightly underrated, honestly, as a Hokage. Because obviously, people weren't able to see him that much, you know? You weren't able to really see a lot of Minato's fighting until he was reanimated and then got his QB form, which is also kind of insane. But this moment in itself was just nuts. Like, this was a really, really, like, dirty Naruto moment. Another moment that was just upright disrespectful, honestly, was Sasuke making use of Naruto's hands for that fireball jutsu. Right? That was just dirty as hell. Because look at this. We got some nice boxing right now, but then he perfectly executes. He perfectly executes this hand sign right here. I'm just going to replay that really quick. Because they are boxing, and then he just, like, how do you actually even make his hands do that? Like, honestly, in any sort of real life scenario, this is not happening by any means. But obviously, this is a piece of fiction. Like, Naruto's thumb is just in place, but he could just move that shit out of place if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Every other finger is like, okay, maybe Sasuke had him, like, doing that shit, but Naruto can move his thumb up if he really wanted to. But you know, Sasuke is just that cold that he made Naruto probably wanted to do that. He probably wanted to help Sasuke out in this scenario. The second hand sign right that he weaved is like whatever. Like this one's a bit more realistic. Okay, this is a bit more realistic to get Naruto's hand in this position. But again, this first hand sign that he made Naruto weave was just absolutely nuts and just utterly disrespectful. And the fact that he hit him with the goddamn twister gymnastics move after with the fireball jutsu upside down double, like, come on, man, that's just disrespectful. Oh no, triple fireball. I didn't even know. That was just dirty. That was a dirty maneuver. It was literally insane. Sasuke, like, that is just something that Sasuke does. Sasuke has got that swag, you know what I'm saying? And he was really showcasing it in that brawl with Naruto. But on the topic of that same fight, honestly, when Naruto uppercuts Sasuke, the thing that was so good about this scene is that Sasuke deadass thinks like he's won. He's like, farewell, my only friend. So he's trying to pull the friend card on Naruto right now when he thinks he's about to take his life, which is stupid as hell. And then Naruto looks at the headband reflection, sees what's coming, hits him with a 180. He's looking the Chidori dead center, and then pulls an uppercut from the depths of the Earth's core. That is coming at a speed of something of Mach fucking 5, and that shit rearranged Sasuke's face. Like, he actually sent that man to goddamn Narnia. Like, the force in that uppercut was more forceful than like any other physical hand-to-hand combat in the entire show. Like, that uppercut set Sasuke straight. It was great. Honestly, it was great. After that, Sasuke was not the same, physically and mentally. Another moment that I honestly don't see talked about because it is a very, very small moment, but this shit, when Guy tells Kasame not to move and Kasame moves his thumb the smallest inch, and fucking Guy takes that shit off, instant. It was so dirty. And he's just like, I thought I told you not to move. But it's like any normal person, you clearly see here that his arm is underwater, right? So you can't even see this shit. Even honestly, even if the water was like a pool type of water, like with the water ripples and everything, you are not seeing if his finger actually moved. There is honestly no way to really tell if he moved his finger as like small as he moved it, right? And the fact that Guy caught that shit and he still decided to just take his arm off or whatever he did was absolutely atrocious. That was, he did not have to. It was so unnecessary, but he was asserting his dominance. He was. So that's what he had to do in that scenario. He had to show that he was that man and he was winning this fight. Don't even get me started with Sasuke's Kage entrance. They knew he was coming, right? But the way he just pulls into this fucking room, stands on the ceiling, doesn't even blink. Dude is standing still. He's standing as still as a goddamn statue, looking Danzo in his soul, and he's like, I'm about to take you out. While in the room with like 10 of the strongest people within like the nations. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes a lot. I'm sorry, like Sasuke's strong, and obviously if they just all pounced on him right there, he's not winning. I don't care. He's not winning at the end of the day. But the fact that he did all of this and then proceeded to still fight and put up a solid fight. I don't remember who he was battling. I know he battled the Raikage, Gaara, I think Darui a little bit. I don't even remember. But the fact that he did it in this type of manner, making an entrance like this, cutting down, I think it was the Leaf Village banner. I would have to assume, unless he cut down all the banners. I don't remember. But come on, like, look at this face. Look at this face, dude. He literally does not care. he does not care at all, does not move, does not do anything. He is just like sitting there. No regard for anyone at all. And I'm going to talk about one more. And you know I got to talk about Madara at least once in this video. Like, I've got to talk about him once during this video, right? I'm just going to talk about one of his moments because he has had about 17 dirty-ass disrespectful moments from the time he resurrected, right? And I'm not even going to talk about the fact that he beat the whole goddamn alliance. I'll talk about that in a part 2 maybe. But I'm going to talk about the fact that he actually had the audacity to drop one meteor, right? And cause the most panic in such a handicapped scenario. Like, he's not handicapped because in terms of numbers, he's handicapped the fuck out. And he is causing the most panic, like, ever. Everyone's given up. They're like, okay, this is done. We're dead. We're done. Right? War's over. Madara's won. That's it. He has people giving up on the battlefield, right? Has Inoki go up, stop the boulder. Has Gaara stop the boulder as well, right? So they're doing some damage. And they are really trying their heart out right now to to stop this shit. Inoki put whatever he had of his life left into stopping that boulder, okay? Because he's old, obviously. And then Madara has everyone smiling. They're like, yeah, we stopped that shit. Good job. Maybe we have a chance, right? Because that was probably his best move. He has Naruto cheesing right now, right? Naruto's like, damn, we may have a shot at this, man. And then he has a second boulder coming in full speed ahead, causing Inoki traumatic brain damage because that shit just came through full fucking speed ahead and then just destroyed everything. He'd even have to do that because, right, at least if he dropped the boulders in 2 different spots, because he could have easily just like shifted the position of the boulder and then they dropped like simultaneously and it would be like, oh shit, we're done. You know what I'm saying? And like there would be no hope in that, right? They would just like, they would get wiped out. But it's the fact that he gave them that sense of hope for a second that was just ridiculously disrespectful. He did, like, that was so unnecessary. He didn't even have to do that. But he knows the power that he holds. So he was basically just having fun with it at that point. And that is what makes him one of the like greatest villains, obviously, because he just like, he was toying with people at that point. He was toying with people. I could have talked about 7 other moments from his reanimation, as I said, that held just as much weight. But this boulder shit was just like absolutely absurd, honestly. But no, there are many other moments I could talk about. I may do a part 2 to this because I kind of have to. There's so many just cold moments in this show, whether it be good, bad, just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Just as I said, moments that induce your goosebumps. Is that the right word? Induce? I'm pretty sure that's the right word. Google says succeed in persuading or influencing to do something. Bring about or give rise to. Okay, so this is the correct word. Whatever moments induce goosebumps. Yeah, no, but that's really it. If there's another show that I should talk about, just random moments that I feel like induce goosebumps, let me know. But I'm probably gonna do a part two to this because it was just fun looking at these moments, kind of a nostalgic type of thing. If there's some that I didn't even talk about or some that I probably may forget, I guess put them in the comments. But yeah, that's it.